Hi there. Welcome everyone to Behind the Scenes. So we are going to keep our fingers crossed that technology is working today. You just never know. Although it's finally quit snowing here, so it should be okay. In fact, we have so much snow that Wynn had to go use the snowblower to make a path for the squirrels. Frightening. And the squirrels are insane. So, I mean, there's got to be maybe 2 foot of snow, something like that. So our little buddies are eating just fine. So welcome everyone. So today I have a really fun project for you. I actually had a different project planned, but I just spent the last hour unwinding. If you've ever done this, just let me know. I threw in a couple bathing suits, and yes, because for the hot tub, not because I'm wearing a bathing suit in the snow. I threw in a couple of little bathing suits and some lingerie that have long strings attached, if you know what I mean, spaghetti straps. And I put them in the laundry with a few tops, thinking that I'd put them in a zippered mesh bag, except I forgot to zip up the mesh. So can you guess what I've been doing for the last hour and a half? Literally, yes. I have been unwinding all of my everything out of the washer to get it into the dryer. And let me tell you, those spaghetti straps can make a really big mess of your clothes. So, change of plans. Since I realized that my mesh bag is broken because the zipper's broken, I'm going to sew a mesh bag today. So I have the fabric already, and I'm going to show you how to do that with a zipper. And it's definitely much needed. So that's going to be our project for the day. So, hey, Mary, great to see you. Actually, Mary, I have something for you. Speaking of, before we go sewing, I got to just share this real quick. I talked about this yesterday, and let me just bring this up for you because this is a super cute top. I love this. In fact, I just pulled that fabric out to make, I'm debating if I'm going to make the top that I'm wearing now, which we did in Fashion Sewing Club last week, the little cowl, but I love the sleeves on this. There's the side. Super, super, super cute. So I had to just share that because someone said, I want to see the top. I want to see the top. That's the one I was talking about. So welcome everyone. It's so great to see you. If you've never been here before, be sure to say hi, say where you're from. We are live on my Facebook and YouTube page, so you can leave comments on either. Arnell, I see you did not see it on Facebook, but there are quite a few people on Facebook, so it's there. At least now it is. You just never know. And then I see a ton of people on YouTube. So are you ready to go sew this mesh bag? Yeah. And why do I say it's a huge necessity? Well, first of all, if you're washing any type of lingerie, or anything with spaghetti straps. I even have one of my tops. Let's see, it's back there. I'll take you back there and look at it. I have one of my tops back there that I haven't washed yet that I did on It's So Easy. It was like a negligee type thing with straps. That thing would make a hot mess. So all of those things have to go into a little bag. So let me show you what I found. I was going to do it with tulle, but I was afraid that that's just a little bit too light and it could rip. So I'll take you back there. So by the way, on my way back there, I have to tell you, I had a weekend of sewing for myself. So I made this new top. Has a little cowl neck. I didn't add sleeves because I'm always hot in my studio. So I took the Bella, so it has like a little hem here, and did the cowl. And we did this for 2 weeks in the Fashion Sewing Club, doing a cowl neck with a little pleats on the side. And then I made myself a new pair of jeans, which I know that they're dark. You can't hardly see them, but that was fun. So let me take you back over here, and I'll show you the lingerie that I'm talking about. All right? Here you go. You can see I'm actually working on another top back here. Here's another one. We're going to finish this one in the Fashion Sewing Club today because that one I'm doing a little bit different, a little higher neckline and not quite as much fullness through here, but if you saw one of my past episodes of It's So Easy, you probably saw this on there. I pulled out all these things for Valentine's, right? And look at these straps. Do you know what a hot mess this would be in your washer and dryer? So before I decide to wash this, by the way, there's a tutorial on YouTube that shows you how to make this from beginning to end. I actually took just a ruche tee pattern and hacked it. Very simple. All right, so this is the fabric I chose. This is what I call sport mesh. That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? It's for sportswear. So it has a light stretch. It's just a polyester, so it won't shrink. And there's holes in it, so you can wash through it. Water can get through it, wash your items, and then you can unzip it. I probably would have picked something that had even bigger holes. Let me bring this up close. You can see me through that, kind of. But it's all I had in my stash, and I wasn't going shopping today when there's 2 feet of snow out. I hardly get to my studio, for heaven's sakes. So I'll bring you over here, and let's take a look at the fabric. All right, so you need to decide how big you're going to make your bag. And be sure to leave your comments, because I'll catch those at the end, all right? Or your questions or anything like that. So here is my fabric. I'm just folding it in half. I don't know how big I want to make the bag. Actually, I had quite a few items in this bag today, so let me just grab my scissors and they were right here, and I walked away with them. That's what I get for working on so many projects in one day. All right, I'm going to make the bag a little bit bigger because I had a couple bathing suit tops, a couple of lingerie pieces, and gosh knows what I have now. Everything's tied in a knot. I did spend an hour and a half unwinding it, but I'm not finished yet. I had to wrap her up and come to visit you guys. Okay, so make sure you can see. I'm just squaring this off. Hey, I picked a rotary cutter that the blade's working today. That's a bonus. Now, you need to have something where the zipper, I'm going to do it where the zipper's a little bit longer because I can trim it off. You could also do a smaller bag. Maybe you're just doing like small lingerie or something like that. This would be fine for that. But I'm doing this one where it's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to make this pretty long. I've got about, let's see, 18 inches long out here. And let's just so this is a fold right here. So I really only have 2 seams and then a zipper to put in here. Now, depending on how big, let's see how long this is. You know what? I can actually put the zipper in this way. So then I have 2 side seams and the bottom's not a seam. That's actually what I wanted to do. So let me just make this just a little bit shorter. Now, the one that I forgot to zip up today actually had a circle thing attached to it. So it had a piece of metal in it or something. I don't know. But that looked a little too complicated for today because, trust me, after unwinding that for about 10 minutes, my brain is just fried. So this is just a standard zipper. You could also use an invisible zipper if you want to get decorative on this. And then I have my rectangle. So this is the actual right side of the fabric. It's kind of fun, isn't it? I think this would be great in a pair of leggings, but either way, for now, it's going to be a wash bag. So I'm going to insert the zipper at each of these 2 long ends for the rectangle, and then we will sew up our side seams. This should be pretty simple, but you never know how the day works. So I'll meet you at the sewing machine. Before I do that, I'll just pop over here just to make sure that you all can hear me and see me. Yes, you can. Wonderful to see you all. Hey, Susan, Charlotte. Hey, Gertrude, great to see you. I saw, by the way, a lot of you sent me emails about the new classes coming up, and I will talk about that at the end here. But for now, the embroidery one is on Friday with Cindy and I. And you can log in for the live show or the replays. So I saw a few comments on that. Excellent. And there's also more classes coming up for the Sew Expo. So keep that in mind too. But speaking of sewing, let's go sew. I'll meet you at the sewing machine. Okay. So I have red thread in here because I thought you'd be able to see that better. And for now, let me make sure I've got the right side of the bag. Here's my zipper. And yes, it's longer. I'm going to change to my zipper foot, which is right here. See, I was somewhat organized today. Actually, if you look over there at the table, which I'll show you in a second, I have another pair of jeans cut out, skinny pants, I should say. And I'm just testing the fit of this pattern. That's always a fun thing to do. All right, so here's my zipper. Ignore my Sharpie marks. This is probably from another project. I just found the zipper in my stash. So turn it with wrong side. So you want the right sides facing together. So I'm taking my zipper and flipping it over. And I'm just going to make sure that my zipper is long enough to hang off each end. This side really doesn't matter so much. But you just don't want to have an opening where your straps can come out. So I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. Actually, I changed my mind. Because I'll be able to sew the bag shut with this just up here. So I'm going to sew this zipper right here, starting right at the end. Set your sewing machine. I'm going to put my needle in the left position. It doesn't need to be quite over that far. So when you're choosing where your needle's going to go, I'll bring you just a little bit closer here. Hopefully I don't have blinky today. There, that looks pretty good. I'm going to stitch down just a little ways. And that looks pretty good. Now slide my zipper up past there. If you get too close and you have to lift your foot up, then go ahead. It's not a big deal. This is going to be the easiest project you've ever done in your whole life. Well, at least it'll be in the top 10, right? It'll be a lot easier than unwinding all of your laundry like I just did. I thought of, by the way, to give you a laugh, because everything in my whole washer was tied together, all of my clothes, and I had actually washed one of Wynn's shirts in there, and I thought of leaving it just as a joke, and then just placing all of that in his room with his shirt hanging, with all of it hanging off of it, but I decided that he might not think that that's as funny as I thought it was. All right, here you go. That's pretty easy, right? Now you can go through here and top stitch if you want. Sometimes I'll do that because you just want to make sure when you open this to put the laundry in that this doesn't get into your zippers, because I have thrown a few bags away like that. So, but for now, I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. All right, so I'm going to take you back over to the table so you can kind of see how this folds together. I think it'll be easier on a high view. All right, so here is... You can see the zipper. Now, I don't have interfacing here. You can see it's a little wonky because this fabric is super high stretch. It does not matter because it's just a bag for the laundry, right? Now, if this was for a garment or something, I would have been much more particular to make sure that didn't stretch out. Now, I'm going to take this and just fold this like this. So my zipper's facing down. We've got right sides to right sides. And then you just want to match up your seams. So this matches to the side and this matches to the side. I'll just let my fabric peek out just a little bit while I sew that. All right, back to the sewing machine. All right. By the way, obviously all of you that are joining me live are not having issues with your power going out. But I know some of our Wolfpack members are in Texas and some areas and Louisiana where they're out of power. So I'm wishing you guys well when you do get it back on, or if you see this message somehow. All right, so I'm just stitching my zipper tape to the right side. All right, we're getting close to the end where the zipper head is. I want to make sure I don't zip that, right? Zip that, stitch it, stitch that end. So I'm going to go down just a little bit further, maybe to here, and lift this up. I'll just leave the needle down for now and see if I can actually open it up past the needle. If not, I have to lift up the presser foot. Nope, it opens just fine. There's really no need to backstitch because I'm going to be stitching these seams in anyways. I mean, you can backstitch if you want to, but I'll be cutting that off, so it won't matter. All right, so here is our bag. We're just about finished. I'll bring you back up to the top here. All right. Just making sure. Thanks, Janet. I'll check that out. We have another visitor. All right, so here is part of the bag. Now, a couple of things. Do you want this zipper to be at the top of the bag, or do you want it to be down a little ways? It really doesn't matter. I know a couple of mine. So you can either have this folded over where your zipper's down here a little bit, which is fine. I'm just going to do mine at the top for now. So with right sides together, I'm going to flip this back around, but I'm going to just stitch down each end. And when I get to this end, I want to be very careful not to stitch over this part here. And be very careful not to stitch. I'll have to open this up just to make sure that I don't stitch over any of this metal. All right, so let's go back over to the machine. Actually, on the way over here, I just saw one of you girls message me. Let me just double check. Better top stitch that sucker. Is that what you said, Amy? I'm wondering. Clovis, what type of fabric? So this is just a sport mesh. Well, I call it, like you'd use it for sportswear. You've probably seen like pockets inside of your fleeces, stuff like that. It has a light stretch. You could put, interfacing if you wanted that zipper not to stretch out at all. But like I said, this is a laundry bag. Who cares, right? Oh gosh, you guys are having your power going outage. Oh, Anne, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Laura, where are you at? Because we're supposed to get another storm tomorrow. Hi, Nilda. Great to see you. All right. Did I miss someone? I'm just making sure you guys don't have any questions. Oh, I see it. Okay. Got it. Thanks, Janet. You gotta love the visitors. Okay, so back to the sewing machine. Let me take your comment down. Hey, Cynthia. Oh, you're in Roanoke. Yeah, Virginia, you guys are gonna get nailed. Okay, ready? Let's go back and finish sewing this. And I'll go ahead and top stitch it because I'm gonna take your advice. Let's go here. And rumor has it that there might be a little troll on here, so you all just ignore him for now, or her, and I will be knocking them out in just a moment. All right, so now I need to change my foot. You know what, though? Well, it doesn't matter. It's just a laundry bag. I was going to say I'm going to have red thread on here. It's going to look so goofy, but you know what? Who cares? Now, because I move my foot to this side, though, I have to make sure I move my needle. That's really important. Ask me how I know that. If you've ever done that just once, you'll know that's not like a really good thing. There you go. So I'm just top stitching this right next. I'm pushing the fabric out of the way of the zipper. Hopefully my hand's not too much in the way. There we go. Now when I get down here, I don't think this is going to zip past. So I'm going to go as far as I can. Actually, you know what? It's going to be close to the end. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to stitch this down and go right around that. It might be a little crooked at the end. Let's see. Gosh, you can't even see it. But I had to go around this little guy here. All right, so let's go ahead and do this side. Might as well just keep this rolling. So by the way, Fashion Sewing Club, in case you missed my note, we have our live session today at 4 instead of tomorrow, because with all the power outages, one of my meetings got changed to tomorrow instead of today, or actually instead of Monday, but it's today, and we're going to work on another version of the cowl neck, and I'm going to sew it because there are a couple things on there that you might have missed in the last session. So that's today at 4. Might as well just give you the schedule while I'm sewing, right? And next week, we're doing a Zoom where we can talk about what classes we're going to take at the Sewing Expo. The Sew Expo, which is next weekend. Don't forget, it's all virtual. I'll miss seeing all of you in Puyallup, though. Although I sure won't miss having to rush to get on an airplane when it's snowing. That I'm not going to miss a bit. All right. So much better. It's all tacked down. It's going to stay out of the way. Good idea you had there. Make sure I can close that. Okay. Now take your bag inside out. And I need to leave a little opening here. So I'm just going to turn this like this. I could do this with a serger too, by the way. Looks like my sides don't totally match up, but they'll be fine. I'm just changing to a regular foot. Put my needle in the center position. This fabric doesn't fray, so you don't have to worry about using a serger, but you could use a serger and just finish the seam. That'd make it really fast and easy too. I see this side's a little bit longer than the other. I'll just trim that off to make sure it matches when I'm finished. Now, because this stretches, I'm using a straight stitch, but I could use a zigzag stitch if you were worried about this ripping. You've heard me talk about that when we sew with knits, like sew knit tops and things like that. So this is fine. If I went like this and it started to rip my stitch out, then I would use a zigzag stitch. I'm probably going to run this through the serger real quick too. All right, so this side's a little shorter. I'm going to have to stitch through the zipper, and I'm going to start below the teeth, just FYI. Obviously, when I lined this up, I didn't line the fabric up straight. In case you thought I didn't see that, I see it. And guess what? We're going to fix it. All right, cut that thread. And we have this side finished. Looks great. All right, meet you at the table. One last step here. Okay. Before I flip this right side out, you can see that this is a little bit crooked. So I'm going to take this scissors, cut through the zipper teeth, and let's just even that out. There. Now you'll never know it was a little crooked. Now, if I wasn't doing this live, I would have measured just a little bit more particular, so each end would have matched. But you know what? It's going to work fine. Now just reach your hand in. Oh, this is going to be cute. Now, I know this has, you know, black and gray design on it, but it's polyester, so it's not going to bleed all over my clothes. All right, this is going to be perfect. Lingerie going in. Look it can fit that entire top right there. Perfect. So that's how simple this is. You can make this as big as you want or as small. It depends what you're putting in there. In fact, while I'm at it, I might go ahead and make just a couple more. I've got a smaller zipper. I might make small ones, maybe for itsy bitsy lingerie. This bigger for whatever. I don't know. The bathing suits aren't too big, so that could use a smaller bag. I actually will throw in maybe 3 or 4 things into one of these bags. But if you have multiple bags, then you can just put 1 or 2 items in there. It's sure to get clean. And you can also throw these in the dryer. Now, usually I will take like my bathing suits and just hang them up to dry. But if it's something else like this, can go right into the dryer, which with no problem at all. All right, that's your bag. Now I'm thinking I finished that really pretty lip fabric. If I would do cutouts on that, I could use that as a mesh bag too. But that's your super easy project for the day. So again, for the Fashion Sewing Club, we made this top last 2 weeks. You like my version? And today we're going to be doing this one. I love cowl neck tops. Susan, you know that too, because I've had that one forever. I think I was going to name it after you, and now we just draped our own. But this one is very similar, but I wanted it to be higher, and I just wanted it to be one small cowl. This has like rows of cowl. But this print on this fabric was so like boxes everywhere. The cowl kind of softens it up a little bit. And then I added some ruching at the side. So it's my Bella, but I added some ruching. So it kind of gives it, you're not staring at all those lines. So I'll meet you back over here and check your questions and comments. If I don't trip over anything. Did you hear me yesterday during the live show? Cindy asked me to do something and I tripped right over my camera. Oh gosh. Oh goodness, I'm reading your comments. Arnell, 12 inches of snow, that's a lot. Oh, thanks, Linda. Oh, yes, this top is really great. So, by the way, those that are not in the Fashion Sewing Club, you can join and you can still go back and watch those videos. So there was 2 videos showing you how to design your pattern. Today we're going to talk about draping. So that's a little bit different. Oh, great to see you, April. You know, Mary, I like that the one back there with the drape that's a little bit higher and just a little bit smaller. I just think it's going to be really cute. A different look. You could also put maybe a button in there or a tie or maybe a little belt to wrap it around too. That would be kind of fun. Okay, so just real quick on, so you know the classes. Let me share my screen here. I got a few questions about this, so I'm just going to bring this up. If you go to angelawolf.com, and I mentioned this yesterday, go to angelawolf.com, and if you click on the very top, so here's my webpage right here. If you click on the very top, classes and events, that's where all of the live show schedules are going to be now and any new upcoming classes. And if I have something that I know in advance, I'll let you know. But for now, scroll down if you want to join the Fashion Sewing Club. That's this. Click right here. Just click that. That will take you right there. Here's the Serging 101. You can still, so these are how these mini courses work, by the way. These are all mini courses. Serging 101, Serging 102. Here's the Embroidery 101 with Cindy this week. All you have to do is click right here, and it will take you to where you sign up. All of these are links. This is, you can also go here to the Crowdcast link, which is on the classes. And this will show you upcoming classes and past events as well. So you can go back to the past events. That's one page. All of this you can get to from angelawolf.com. This is how you click to sign up. So how these classes work is that once you sign up for the class, if you're able to watch the class live, that's awesome. But you don't have to, because you can ask questions in advance. The only bonus of hanging out live is you get to hang out with your sewing friends. But then the class actually goes and lives on this page right here. This is Angela Wolf Academy. And when you go there, scroll down here, there's the serging class, which lives on there. So you have an opportunity to watch the class live, and then you have an opportunity to sign up for the class at any time. So if you get to join live, we'd love to have you. If you can't, then you just can join the class, which is great. And usually I put some PDF files and some other resources in the class as well. So just to help you out. And so this is the Academy. There's a lot of things in here. A lot of you have asked about the Luminaire class, which that is only available right now to Brother XP2 buyers. That you have to talk to your dealer about that, your Brother dealer. If it changes, I will be sure to let you know. And there's the knits class. There's the fashion sewing club. Some other classes through here. The jacket fitting for spring in my studio. There's the knit class. So all of these classes will live on the platform, so it's really easy for you to find. So once you get the hang of it, you'll get it. But we'd love to have you in class. Hey, Michelle. Anne, will the embroidery class only be for Brother? I have a baby lock. So Anne, the embroidery class is more informational, so it could be for any embroidery machine. We're talking about stabilizers, what needles to choose, what threads to use, how to hoop. So you can have any machine with any size hoop. We wanted to make sure that everyone was covered there. Yeah. Okay, and so let me just make sure I think that was all the notes I had on there for you. Oh yeah, and then if you keep scrolling down here, this is on my website, angelawolf.com. Keep scrolling, and here's the entire schedule. So if you ever wonder why I'm very busy, you can see there's live shows all through here. There's links to everything. You'll see who is actually on the show for Brother shows and things like that. And then here is the virtual sewing and stitchery. So how many of you are going to that, by the way? It's next weekend. I believe, well, I'm teaching 6 times. It's not 6 classes, but 6 times. So they actually asked if I would do something on the free stage for you. So we're going to be talking about sewing jeans on the free stage. So if you're in there, I'll check the times so I have them for next week. But you might want to check it out. There's a ton of classes there. So you can get the links on there too. And I think did I write on there what classes? Actually, I think I did. Wow, that's a shocker. I'm actually that organized. So at the virtual sewing and stitchery, you can see right down here at the bottom, it tells you Friday, I have a class at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's sewing athleisure wear. Then sewing designer jeans on Friday at 4 p.m. These are all Eastern Standard Times. And then there's quite a few there too. So you might want to check that out. Just something extra. Okay, Ewa, you can find information about the embroidery class here. I'll put this link. There you go. I'll put this link in here for you. And that should help. But just go to angelawolf.com and you should be able to find it. Yep, there's a catalog. And if you go there, they have a huge catalog with a ton of different classes. So it'll be different because we're not live, but it should be fun still. There are no PDFs before the class. So the class will be live. And then, so what happens is once you do the class live, we give you a link, or I give you a link to the Angela Wolf Academy where the class will live then. So there's 2 places you can access the class. The first one for the live, which you'll get, once you've signed up, you get an email 10 minutes or 15 minutes beforehand. First, you'll get an email confirming that you signed up. So if you thought you signed up and you didn't get an email confirming you signed up, make sure you check that you did sign up. You can always email me and I'll help you. And then you'll get an email 10 to 15 minutes in advance. This is the same platform we use for Fashion Sewing Club. So I think that many people would agree it's pretty easy. And inside there, you can leave comments. You can ask questions in advance. We're going to have specific time at the end. Or it could be like the searching class last week where the internet just went to the kapoots and we taped it 3 times. So you got to hang out with me all day. Or if you missed the third one, then I took all 3 videos, edited into a fabulous one big video, and that's how that worked. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Oh, does Lewis have a scan and cut class in there? That would be fantastic. He's so talented. Oh, great, Ricky. A lot of you signed up for that. That's wonderful. Okay, Mary wants to know if the fabric, I'm assuming you're talking about the fabric not from my top, but the fabric from the bag, is available in most fabric stores. I found that fabric, by the way, years ago at Joann Fabrics in the clearance aisle. So yes, you can probably, and actually just look for a mesh, any kind of mesh. Sometimes it'll be listed under mesh that you would use maybe for pockets in a fleece jacket. So I keep calling it sport mesh because that's what it used to be called, or at least that's what I always called it. Because have you had a fleece or a pullover of some sort, sportswear, where you reach into the pockets and it has mesh in there? That's the same mesh. So you should be able to find that. And if you're looking for it online, I'm sure there's some. Oh, thanks, Karina. Karina, I just saw the bag that you sewed. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. Your new machine is working out quite well. Louise, will I get an email for where to connect the embroidery class on Friday? So, Louise, you should have gotten an email when you signed up, and make sure you got that and save that website for when you go back. But then that same platform will send you an email 10 minutes before the class. It's like 10 to 15 minutes. Or you can always just go back to the class as long as you had signed up. Now, last week, somebody had thought that they had signed up. They got back to the class and they wanted to charge them again. And they were like, wait, I already paid. So if that happens for any chance, you're like the 1 in 100 that it happens to, go ahead and pay for the class so you don't miss the live if you're planning on joining live. Because as soon as it's over, I can go double check. And if you paid twice, I will just refund your other one. And in their case, they actually had not paid. It must not have gone through, or they didn't click the last step. So I would, because I can't filter emails while I'm teaching. So if you're emailing me saying I can't get in, I can't help you. But if you try to log in about 15 minutes early as well, that way if you have any problems, I can help you. Susan, light bulb moment. Yep, the classes can be watched even if you're not live. So it's just creating like your mini course. I'm calling these mini courses because they're 90 minutes. Yep, awesome. I agree. All right, am I missing any more questions? Oh, thanks, Shirley. I'm just checking that there aren't any more questions. Okay, hold on one sec. I see something. I have no idea what that is. Oh, I'm glad you love the new machine. Oh, Lynn, thanks, by the way. Thank you very much. You did not have to do that. I was like, what is that? It's on YouTube. Lynn, thank you. I'll give you a little love over there. You did not have to do that, though. That was it. I haven't had that in so long, I had to figure out what it was. All right, you guys have any more questions for me? Oh, wait, here you go. Oh, Ricky, so she says the catalog is broken out into different levels. Some are free, most are $6, and the in-depth classes run for about $50 for half a day. That's not bad at all, by the way. That is absolutely not bad. I'm actually going to sign up just for free because I'm teaching so much. I won't have time to take classes. But they also have a vendor area where you can go in and see the different vendors that have deals and things like that. That's kind of cool. Oh, Dee, great. Great to see you. All right, Celeste, what do you... Oh, you just won a bunch of this fabric? Fantastic. Let's see. Bye, Robin. Have a wonderful day. Oh, hey, I did something really cool. You guys want to see something fun? Just before I let you go, because I see a couple more questions coming in. check out, did you see the new entrance video, by the way? I love this. Okay, so I got 2 videos for you. You got to watch this. Wind helped me, and this is how much snow we have. And this was taped last week. We now have another foot. So here you go. I think there's volume. I don't know. You might like the beach music, though. So here you go. Is that fun or what? So I had wind take, it's freezing out, and we had cars, like, in case you didn't know, that's my office, for those of you that, like, are new to the club here. I had him drive around the block. We had to do it, like, 12 times because there would always be either somebody walking their dog, a car that was in the way, or I was bumping the camera too much. So I was in the car with the window down, going around, and finally, after like the 9th time, when he's so funny, he says, "Are we done yet?" I go, "Not quite. Let's do one more." So I thought you would all enjoy that. And then another one that I did this week, which some of you in the academy will enjoy, because this will be the new entrance for our Fashion Sewing Club classes. Here you go. I definitely have too much time on my hands. Karina, you love it. I agree. Oh, hey, thanks. I'm glad you like the music. I know, I was trying to think I was on a beach, right? I like the music, Mom. I agree. Thanks. All right, so any more questions on the classes next week? Fashion Sewing Club, see you today at 4. And those of you that are in the Fashion Sewing Club, next Tuesday, I believe at noon, we're going to do a Zoom where we can compare what classes we're going to take. And also, if you guys have live Q&A, you'll be able to show up live because Zoom, I can see you, which will be wonderful. So that'll be very exciting. And those of you, let's see, tomorrow at noon is Brother. Let's see who's on there. I think I have it on my calendar right here. I'll just share this. I put it in here somewhere. Gosh, can you believe it's already the middle of February? So tomorrow is, Heather Banks, and she's going to be featuring couching with sewing and embroidery, which is very cool. Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen her on there, that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, thanks, Trisha. Thanks, Paula. Lynn, you've watched every day live this week. That's awesome. Thanks, Francine. All right, you guys. Phyllis, wonderful to see you. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you, some of you this afternoon and some of you tomorrow. Looking forward to it. All right. Bye.